Just looking at those open rates doesn't give you like the whole picture, and it could also be like just a vanity metric.
Nudge them towards making that decision sooner with the right kind of content being presented to them at the right time. And the whole team, not just one individual, not just one lead, like buying cycles get shorter. Always remember there is a human being on the other side that you're talking of.
Welcome back to another episode of Marketing Over Chai, where we meet communications and marketing experts across specialties and industries. My guest today is Larissa Pereira, a seasoned B2B marketer who has had extensive experience promoting tech and cybersecurity brands across continents. Now, I've known her since school, and she's an absolute joy to be around. Besides being excellent at B2B marketing, Larissa also has a very secret hidden talent that we'll discover later. Welcome, Larissa. I'm very happy to have you here on Marketing Over Chai.
Thank you so much, Kate. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, first things first, Larissa, what's your go to drink? I love a cup of masala chai at the moment. What do you drink?
You might call me boring, but my go-to drink is water. Lots of it.
That's like the healthiest one out there. Good choice. um, so, let's dive in, Larissa. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into B2B marketing?
Sure. So my background actually is in healthcare administration, which I know has nothing to do with B2B marketing. But I honestly feel like the profession chose me, and I've been in the profession for almost close to 10 years now. It all started with working at an ad agency, Publicis, and I worked with them for like a year. Gained a lot of experience about advertising and marketing campaigns, and I learned a lot on that job, and then moved on to another agency, a bigger agency, Ogilvy and Mehta. I was with them for like 3 years, and I got a lot of exposure to work on different kinds of campaigns, different kinds of deliverables, not just print this time, but even like, TVCs and a lot of digital content and stuff. So having that experience in India, then I got married and moved to Canada, and that experience of my agency days actually helped me land my first opportunity in Canada at a radiology tech company, and they found my healthcare agency experience kind of relevant, and so I got that opportunity to work with them, and it was a smaller organization, a smaller marketing team, and I was like working on things, everything content, from their blogs to the email content, social content, event promotions, event planning. Gained a lot of experience there too. And around that time, I decided to also get like my digital marketing certification in Canada. So once I got that, decided to move to another organization. This one is a cybersecurity company. And having that radiology tech marketing experience helped me land this role. So this was a larger company, and I had a more specialized role in email marketing and communications. So yeah, like that's been my journey so far. And now I'm in Ireland looking for opportunities here.
That's lovely. It's such a organic and beautiful journey. We move into our next segment, which is an icebreaker. So it's a little bit of a rapid fire format where I throw a few questions at you and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready, Larissa?
Yes, I hope so.
Let's go. What is your favorite social media platform?
Right now it's LinkedIn.
Email marketing or content marketing?
Content marketing.
Influencer marketing or affiliate marketing?
Influencer marketing.
Long form content or short form content?
I would have to say a mix of both. Yeah. Depends on the audience.
That's fair. Morning person or a night owl?
Morning. All the way. Morning.
City life or the countryside?
Countryside.
What do you think is the biggest marketing trend of 2024?
AI.
One word to describe the future of marketing.
Changing, man. It's just changing.
Most overhyped marketing tool.
I think now it's seeming like things like ChatGPT and anything AI related is seeming like it.
Most underrated marketing strategy.
Think about. I'm not quite sure.
We can come back to it. Best piece of marketing advice you've ever received?
This one was from my creative director at Ogilvy, and he said that always remember there is a human being on the other side that you're talking of.
That's beautiful. First thing you do in the morning?
Wake up and drink water.
Oh, you really love water, don't you? A hobby you're passionate about?
Painting.
A book that everyone should read?
There are like so many. I can't name one. Like
Favorite ad?
this one's back from like my childhood days. Like there was this ad by Fevicol. Probably our Indian friends here would remember this one. This guy goes like fishing, and on his fishing rod he like puts like these drops of Fevi-Quick, which is like this instant glue, and he just puts that rod in the water, and like in 2 seconds, like there are like fish attached to his stick, and it's the tagline of that brand, like how solid the strength of this glue is. So yeah, that it's a funny ad, and I like funny ads.
Yeah, that one's definitely sticky. It's very funny, and like there's another guy who's like fishing with all the gear beside him. Like, I remember that one. It's very catchy. One skill every marketer should have?
Like I would still say empathy. Like yeah.
That's true. Your proudest professional moment?
To be honest, I feel my moment is yet.
That's fair. That's very humble. If you could work in any industry other than marketing, what would it be?
Healthcare.
If you could instantly become an expert at something, what would it be?
Like I'm drawn to analytics, and I wanna become an expert at that.
That brings us to the end of the icebreaker section. So we'll go back into discovering and diving into your career. So, what do you enjoy most about B2B marketing?
So B2B marketing, like going to its simplest meaning, is a business helping another business by providing like a value through their service or through their product, right? And that's the main thing about B2B that I.
You're a marketing communications professional with over 10 years of experience. You probably have some valuable insights to share with our listeners. I would love to have you on the show, learn about your journey and your experiences. If you want to be on the show, please email me at marketingoverchai@gmail.com and we'll take it from there. Thank you. What are like some of the funny misconceptions of B2B? Like, for what I hear is, everyone is familiar with marketing. Like when you grow up, marketing is always talking to a consumer. But it's only later when you actually enter the working world that you realize there's this whole industry that, encourages business and encourages companies to come together to do some very specialized and very different things. This Yeah, you wouldn't really have a lot of people saying that they have a specific B2B ad because those things don't really exist. The whole nature of B2B is very different, and it's hard to explain to non-marketers what B2B is. And there are some really strange, misconceptions on what it is. Have you come across any of these? And, what are the ones you've come across?
Yes, so many. But the few, the few that come to mind are this one I read somewhere. B2B is boring to boring, which is like. But I think that misconception is because the perception is that you have to always be very serious. You have to only be about the features and the benefits of this product, and you can't have some intelligent humor there, which I don't think is true. Like depending on your brand, and you do have opportunities to be witty. So I think because it's mostly been feature benefit type of communications, people consider it like boring. And another one is like, there's no scope for social because buyers are not on social, which is again incorrect because your audience is like everyone's on social.
It's people at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, those are like some misconceptions that I've heard.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, also think it's over with just LinkedIn and their website, and trade shows because that's where you see a lot of tangible business happening. But there's so much more to it today. There's like virtual demos that you can do. There's social media because ultimately the people you're reaching out to are people, and they're more than just their, job title. And you find them everywhere. So, and there are like a lot of like very interesting uh, brands that are reaching out to influencers on TikTok and other places, trying to build thought leadership. That itself, being a subject matter expert, is a great marketing technique for this space. There's a lot of room for creativity in what may seem like a boring industry, for sure. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced as a B2B marketer?
Attribution. I mean, for whoever understands attribution, like uh, giving credit to the right source. And I also understand why that is. It's because B2B buying cycles are lengthy, right? They could take about like 7 to 10 or 12 months for a buying team to come to that decision on choosing your product or service. So there are so many touch points that the buyer goes through even before they arrive at your website. So there's so much of research that's already happened. And there's so much more conversation that needs to happen for a whole team to align on choosing your solution that it becomes difficult to rightly attribute, the to your campaign. Like, so that becomes one challenge. And the other part of it is like what I talked about, where the research happens way before people arrive at your website. So that's what's called as the dark funnel of B2B marketing or of dark funnel of marketing, where like uh, buying teams are looking at like your reviews on G2 or on other websites. They're looking at even Reddit for that matter to see how people are speaking about your product. And then they probably may have some conversation with a peer in the industry to get some more personal insight on their experience with your product. Finally, they may then go onto your website and fill a form to express their interest or intent to purchase. So that dark funnel, it's very important now as marketers to get that insight so that you can kind of correctly target those buyers who are in market right now.
Yeah, and that brings us to a very important point, like leads. Marketing is not just the awareness part, but like there's more and more emphasis on generating quality leads, and there's always this debate and struggle with sales on what that definition is. And the only constant is that definition is constantly changing, especially in the B2B tech space where the product itself is constantly changing. So that's definitely very interesting. So, what are some of the effective strategies for generating quality leads in B2B marketing that you have used and you would recommend?
One thing I would say, like, I mean, at least from what I'm observing in the market right now, the focus isn't so much purely on lead generation, but there is this evolving concept of account-based marketing wherein you're looking at similar buying profiles within your existing, say, CRM to see close one deal look like in terms of its buying team, the buying cycle, or the titles on that team, how engaged they are with your content, and to see how ready they are to make that purchase. So yes, while generating leads through, say, content, you know, promoting your content, or even through organically promoting your content on, say, getting a website to rank well on like the search engines and stuff, using paid channels, using email, being present at trade shows and doing your webinars, and all of that is important. But then looking that that uh, those leads that come in, looking at them with that lens of who is really in market ready to buy. That's the more important part of it, like identifying those accounts correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it takes a lot of research, and the thing is it's not a one size fits all. You will find different titles in different organizations depending on their size, depending on the way they're structured, involved in the process. So there's it's not a thing where you can actually do like that research once and just move on. It's a constant learning, at least for like the teams I've worked with. Has it been similar with you?
Yes, I mean, and I also was like watching this webinar where the recommendation is to at least look at your ICP, your ideal buyer persona or ideal customer profile, review that, like maybe once a year or, regularly enough to know what's changing there and kind of keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening because things are changing. I mean, that's the only constant, right? So it does make sense to keep looking at those profiles regularly at least. Yeah.
So how do you measure the success of your B2B campaigns? What has worked for you?
So depending on the campaign, really, like say for example, if you're doing email campaigns, right, you would typically be asked to report on things like the open rates and the click rates and things like that. But sometimes you could just looking at those open rates doesn't give you like the whole picture, and it could also be like just a vanity metric. What actually matters at the end of the day for any business, frankly, is those conversions, right? Like you want to see deals closing. You want to see how many deals are in like the open pipeline, moving through that stage of progressing towards uh, finally like closing a sale. So you want to look at those things more closely and report on that. Yes, you may have to even look at other metrics just for the sake of your campaign, but don't lose focus on of the bigger picture. So close ones, opportunities in pipeline, things like that, like influenced opportunities, things like that.
On what tools and tech have you found most valuable, while just for B2B in general and even while measuring campaigns?
So for say for like convenience of say doing your social promotions, like Hootsuite is like a good platform, makes it very convenient to have everything in that one place and do your social through that. But I mean, I like even in terms of like email platforms, like I've had a good experience using like HubSpot because it's not only easy to like build out an email, but even their dashboard for analytics is like really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So these two tools for marketing particularly, and I think for analytics, for your web analytics, I would rely on Google Analytics. But there's also like this tool that I was talking about account-based marketing. So there is like a tool in market. It's called Six Sense. I'm not promoting them, but if if you read up about Six Sense, and you'll understand how powerful that tool is in terms of giving you insight into that dark funnel of marketing and helping you tap into your most engaged buying accounts, like the ones who are in market right now. So that's a good one to have.
Yeah. I'm always curious about like what's coming up and what's new because there's so many, especially after AI, there's been so many new tools launched. It's very hard. I find it very hard to keep up, with what really works, what claims to work. And yeah, that could be like a whole video in itself, just like getting into the weeds there. Um, but yeah, what do you do to stay updated with these latest trends and best practices in B2B marketing?
It's a mix of things. Definitely, I look at and follow, people on LinkedIn who are like thought leaders in this space. More recently, like I've been following Latinx content from Six Sense. I also follow like Dharmesh Shah at HubSpot. Like I've joined different marketing groups on LinkedIn just to stay in the know of like what's going on and keep on top of trends like that. But I would also encourage, I mean, promote the fact that it's important to attend some networking events where you can like, have like this in-person conversation to, understand and get insights from people, like, and build your connections, right, with people you can eventually work with them someday. So through those conversations as well, and through conversation with like friends like you who are in the industry, I tap into various sources to stay updated. Yeah. So you got to stay relevant if you want to stay in business.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And for me, I also look at TikTok. I find like that's a big channel where a lot of people are sharing what they do. But the challenge there and with all social media is that a lot of it is, developed to promote. So you have to find the right influencers who are specifically focused on just putting out the content from a very neutral standpoint, which uh, is not as easy as it seems. Um, yeah. So how do you see moving ahead? Like we've discussed, that marketing has changed so much over the last 10 years that I have been in it. We've seen this massive shift from print to digital, and then digital getting bigger, and each social media evolving, like each different social media platform evolving in its own sweet way. There was a time when you could be a social media generalist, and uh, yeah, well, you could be a social media generalist, and that would be fine. But uh, today you can't be a generalist. Like you would have, every platform is so different. It needs individual attention. One man can no longer run that show. How do you see the B2B marketing landscape evolve in the next few years?
So see, like I mentioned, like right now, B2B buying cycles are lengthy. Um, my thinking is that if we engage accounts correctly, we may be able to shorten those buying cycles too much, but considerably. Could be something that change in the near future, because it's a really long time for people to decide on what they want. But if you kind of nudge them towards making that decision sooner, with the right kind of content being presented to them at the right time, and the whole team, not just one individual, not just one lead, I think buying cycles could get shorter. You know.
Absolutely. Um, so it's a very challenging space to be in. You're always, you have to be on top of trends, you have to be on top of things internally, you have to be on top of a lot of different things. So what exactly do you do to unwind and, maintain your work-life balance?
I mean, I do real simple stuff, okay, and I'm also kind of an advocate of this, and you you may know this already about me, that I both of us, we go for like really long walks out, you know, was just out there, get fresh air, like disconnect from every technology, no screen time, nothing. Really like unwind, breathe, you know, engage, have conversations, not about work or anything. And it helps you not just like physically, but like mentally, and you know, it just like kind of rewire and come fresh the next day. So often it's always the basic stuff that we overlook, but it's important to do that.
Yeah. Someone had once told me, like, your brain has to be as tired as your body. And if your brain is not as tired as your body, you got to make sure you get up and move. And, like, that's how you manage your stress levels. And yeah, it worked for me as well. Like, I find that I have started this new routine where every day after lunch, I just step out and take a 10-minute walk. And in the beginning I used to feel guilty. I was like, oh my god, this is time I should be working on. But when you come back, I have like ideas, I have a clear head, I know exactly what I'm going to tackle next and how I'm going to do it, and I feel like my productivity has just boosted like crazy. And even my energy, like I'm just more pumped after that, after being away from the screen for a little while. it it's very refreshing. So even like trying that midday was new to me. Otherwise it was just like morning or evening. But yeah, 10 minute, just a 10-minute after work lunch. It's not even like a walk, but I find it like super helpful. Earlier this summer, I launched my marketing and communications consulting business. Since then, I've launched a website, I've ran a social media summer campaign, and shared that entire journey online on LinkedIn. If you could use some help sharpening your brand or leveling up your social media, please reach out to me. I would love to work with you. You can reach out to me by emailing me at marketingoverchai@gmail.com. I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you so much. Your support means a lot to me. And now let's get back to the episode. So, what advice do you want to give someone starting or jumping through the marketing space, and someone who's interested in B2B? Uh, what advice would you give them?
And open to fail and take those learnings from those failures early because they're going to really help you in your career. And net with people, like connections, they may seem like they may be difficult to do initially. Like you may feel, oh, I don't have enough experience to go and talk to someone or whatever. But sometimes even just being present at those opportunities, comfortable in that environment, and then eventually going and like connecting and speaking with people and learning from them. We shouldn't overlook these things, like make an effort to to do learning and the networking. Like it's really essential initially, even later on, but it's essential initially.
Absolutely, 100%. Um, Larissa, I have one more question for you. I know you have this, besides going for a walk, you do something that is very creative and what I personally think the world needs to see more of. So, can you tell us a little bit about that hobby? You know what I'm talking about.
So, painting, right? It has been like close to my heart since I was a kid. Paint when I was in school, and then I don't know what happened. Like I lost touch with it when I moved to Canada, and and this was somewhere around the pandemic where we had suddenly realized that there's so much of time available since we're working from home, and it brought so much time back in my life that I was like, I want to use this well. I want to do something that brings me joy and kind of therapeutic in a way. I following this one artist, Katie Jobling, and she was painting this really beautiful beach. Like it's like a wave hitting the shore. Like such a beautiful, calming feel to it that I was like, I'm going to start my first painting with something like this. And I that year 2020, like I don't know how many paintings I put up in my own home back in Canada.
And I put some of your paintings in my home as well.
I I know, but it's like I am skill that I'm still kind of developing and getting better at. Uh, it's 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 sense that it keeps that creative side of me, you know, meaning to really get back to doing some of it soon. So stay tuned for that.
I will. I'm always excited to see your art. So Larissa has painted two beautiful paintings for me, and I specifically, was moved by these two paintings, and I requested if she could help me because I didn't know where to get them, and she did. And I'm gonna put pictures of them in here so you can see how wonderful they are. And Larissa's been very shy with her art, so she, like, if you've gone to her house, like she's got some really, really vibrant, lively, and very pretty paintings. My favorite one is the one she painted for me, which is Christ the Good Shepherd. And I just love that painting because uh, it captures Jesus smiling, which you don't really see often. And there's another one that she has of a koi pond, which I was like super impressed by. And like I'm not somebody who's into art, but I saw this like years ago on her Facebook. Like it just fell through my feed, and I remembered it, and I actually liked it. Um, Her work is unique and it's memorable for even someone like me who's not a connoisseur of art. It speaks to you. And yeah, I want to, like, with her permission, get a few pictures and put them up, and you should take a look at this. And I'm going to request everyone to follow her Instagram. I'm going to put that in the description, and give her a like and give her some encouragement, because she is fantastic. I think her work is really beautiful and the world needs to see more of it. So send her some good positive encouragement and good vibes, and yeah, let's encourage her to do more of this.
Thank you so much, Kate.
Feel don't feel under pressure, but but yeah, like, I mean, you're really great at what you do.
I give credit. I also want to give credit to an artist I follow, Iris. She was the inspiration behind that koi painting. Like our workout too. Like she's amazing. Yeah.
Sounds fantastic. I will put a link in the description. So if you want to convince Larissa to paint you a painting, you can write to me at marketingoverchai@gmail.com, or reach out to her on her LinkedIn. I will put her LinkedIn in the profile and her Instagrams there as well. But I'm happy to step in and help convince her if you need me to. Yeah, she is fantastic. Her work is absolutely beautiful, as you can see with the images I'm kind of trying to I will be putting up on the screen. Yeah. Uh, Very, very talented friend. I'm very, very lucky to have. Um, yeah. So what's next for your art, Larissa? Any plans there?
Great. About it. I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that does take a lot of thought, because you want to be known for a specific niche, and like, it takes a lot of marketing work to feature that talent, and it comes so naturally to you. You don't really see it as a business, right? Like, so yeah, change multiple hats all the time. Yeah, but it's absolutely fantastic, and I really, please do give her a follow, give her a like, and comment, give her a lot of encouragement, because I like it, and I'm sure you will too.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. That brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your support really means a lot. Please leave us a like and share it with your friends. And I'm trying to get to 100 followers on Spotify. So if you could head over there and just give me a 5-star rating, as well as follow me there, it would really, really mean a lot. I'm really trying to build something here, and I appreciate your support on this journey. Until next time, keep those ideas brewing, and I'll see you on the next episode of Marketing Over Chai.